Greetings everyone, I'm Dr. Anth. In this video, I will make the point that boomers and Gen Z have a voting connection separated by 50 years. "50 years ago this fall was a momentous time for new voters. The presidential election of 1972 was the first time in history that the voting age was lowered to 18. The older boomers, born 1946 to 1954, who could now vote, were part of the drive for the massive changes in women's rights that occurred during the 1970s. Older boomers also pushed to end the Vietnam War and the draft. Younger boomers, born 1955 to 1964, were not subject to the draft. Side note, don't confuse boomers with the post-World War II generation, who are currently aged 77 to 94. In the 1970s, older boomer women were in college and grad school, were obtaining professional credentials, and were moving into business, government, medicine, and academia in numbers never seen before. Their votes mattered, and they were changing the country. Prior to the 1970s, women's roles and access to public life were severely limited, but the strength of boomer numbers and voting power created change. Some of the changes in the 1970s that gave women more control over their lives included: 1. Single women were given the legal right to obtain birth control pills in 1972. 2. Women gained further control over their reproductive decisions in 1973, and then lost it again this year in 2022. 3. Women were able to serve on a jury in all 50 states in 1973. 4. Women could have a credit card in their own name without the husband's signature in 1974. 5. Women were able to be admitted to the military academies in 1976. 6. Legal action against sexual harassment was finally recognized by courts in 1977. Sadly, spousal rape wasn't criminalized in all 50 states until 1993. 7. Prior to 1978, women could be fired just for being pregnant. 8. Women began to be admitted to some Ivy League institutions in 1969, but the process for all Ivy Leagues wasn't completed until 1981. The boomer youth vote and activism were powerful forces for change. 50 years later, Gen Z voters are the same ages as the older boomers were when we got the vote, and began to free women from their second-class status. Gen Z, it is now your turn to vote in numbers that will set the stage for women and other groups to reclaim the rights that are being torn from them. Gen Z, you can be part of making government more democratic and less authoritarian and coercive. We must all vote to protect the rights of everyone and to reclaim rights that are being stripped away. Vote! Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel.